What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to draw premium versus discount. If you want to take good setups, whether it's a 2022 model, whether it's a VWAP trade, whether it's an IPG setup, which I teach, you must understand premium discount because reactions from the 50% levels are everything. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So first off, let me just explain what premium and discount is. Okay, when you go to the store, all right, you want to buy things on discount, right? When I'm going to the store, you walk in, you look for things on discount. If something is at a high price compared to normal, you usually don't buy it, okay? Like if there's like maybe I'm trying to get a blender, maybe a blender I've seen on sale on Amazon for $100, but I walk in the store, it's 200. You really think you're going to buy a $200 blender if it's not on sale, or if it's not the same price or lower than what it was on Amazon? Probably not. So the easiest way to understand discount or premium is looking for the impulse leg. Right. If you ever see a big move up or down, and it's a very obvious impulse leg, such as this one, this is where I always tend to draw it. Okay, this blue circle. And you basically want to take your fib tool over here, okay, and you start from the bottom. Like if it's up move, you want to start from the bottom to the top. Okay, so bottom to the top here. And all I have for my settings is literally just the 0.5. Now you can have the 0 and 1, but that doesn't really matter, to be honest, because they're not actually using these levels. Now, if I had to say the most important level in the market, it'd probably be the 0.5. So, step one. You're looking for an impulse leg. You want it to be a very fast, high impulse like this. And then you take it from the low of the impulse to the high and draw the 0.5. It's not a Fibonacci level. It's just a 0.5 retracement. That's what you call it. It's technically not a fib. Now, let me show you an example. So already I can see a bunch, okay? I'm in replay mode, so I'm just going to go to live time from today. So already I can see a bunch. I see this one here, okay? From this impulse here, this low to this high, this will be your 0.5. Now, the main thing you got to understand is you're probably like, why would you not draw it here? The answer is you would draw it here. Like you would draw it here. When you start to get that down movement, that's when technically the impulse completed. But then as we keep moving higher, you just move it up until we get the next move down. And this is where you're like, oh, well, you would have taken a loss if you're aiming for the 0.5. But is there truly a bearish setup here? Is there a market structure shift? Or is there anything telling me like, yeah, we're going to go to this 0.5? And the answer is no. All you see is a red candle. And that's like the one important thing you got to understand. Like I always tell people, if there's a 0.5, but there's not, you're in premium, this is going to be premium in the range. So basically above the 0.5 is called premium and below it is called discount, right? This is when you go to the store, you want to buy things below the 0.5 or below discount, right? When you're going, like when we're getting those down movements, but we're not getting setups, like you're not getting the market structure shift, that's literally just the market not telling you it wants to go back to discount. So in this is actually a live scenario now. There isn't nothing yet that I've seen for the market to say, Dodgy, Ryan, I want us to go back to discount. Like, I don't see anything. There's no market structure shift. There's no anything. This is literally just the market going up. Now, I'll keep drawing this up as we go higher until we do, but I probably won't even draw this in the first place unless we got like a market structure shift or something. Okay, so the other thing that you could kind of take away with this is this, okay? Because we're in premium, you do not want to long. If you ever see us pump, never pull back to the 0.5, you really want to wait for us to pull back or go deeper in discount, okay? Now, let me show you, and again, this is fractal. You can do this in anything you're looking at. So let me just show you this. We got an impulse leg here, okay? And you can kind of see, like, it's very obvious. It sticks out, and you draw it here first because here you kind of see, oh, we got to kind of go down there, so I'm going to draw it, right? But do we get a short setup to go to it? No, we don't. All this tells us is do not long unless we come down here, and then you kind of get a higher high here. So I'm going to actually move it up a little bit, and then we come down, we hit the 0.5, and this is the important part. This is where like you're going to watch like, okay, are we going to get a bullish reaction here? How are we going to react to this? And the chances are, if you see a reaction at the 0.5 like this, like a giant hammer candle, go to the lower time frame immediately, look for an inversion, look for your setup, and that's where you're likely to get a good play. So when I go to here, we got a reaction for this 0.5. I'm already liking this inversion setup right here because of the reaction off the 0.5. You technically don't have to long in discount. You just need the market to balance back into discount or rebalance discount again. Right? This is also known as equilibrium. So you want the market to kind of go back in that, and it, depending on the reaction, like it literally makes it like it makes the trade off of it a better trade, if that makes sense. Okay, same thing with here. We kind of have discount to premium here, and you can see every single time we kind of come below, like there are algorithms buying it back up. And finally, in discount, you do get a very, very nice long here, right? And this long, it happens to be in discount. This technically was in premium, but it still works because we were delivering off a discount and the draw on liquidity was higher because of kind of that kind of market maker curve we kind of have going on here. But you can kind of see, like, generally the better plays will be below the 0.5 for that impulse leg and above the 0.5 for that impulse leg. Okay, for the shorts. They're probably like, oh, why don't you do the impulse leg from here? And technically this wouldn't be in discount. I mean, actually, it was. Never mind, I take that back. But like, oh, why don't you do the discount from COVID lows where you're always gonna buy into premium if we're up here? Yeah, you're right, but you're also got to realize there's lower time frame premium and discounts where like there's gonna be short term plays that work. Like this is more. This is like a way higher time frame play, which doesn't even look like the higher time frame play is playing out yet here. But this would be for a more higher time frame, but you're going to get all these lower time frame ranges where it's like, okay, from here to here, if I'm just looking for like a little day trade, I'm going to just draw this to this and look for like a little scalp back up. You can still find like a 2 to 1 hour trade here, So, yeah, so like here, another example, this to low day to high day at this time, you draw it. You don't draw it here because you really don't know if we're going to dump here yet. Like if I was in live time, I would not have it drawn yet. And then all of a sudden when we get this inverse, it's like, okay, maybe this will be like a short-term high. Maybe now I'll draw it, and then see like if we come back to 0.5, what happens. And you can see we come down and we get a pretty bullish reaction off it. Every single time we come in the discount, we aren't really dumping through it. If you ever see like a giant knife through the 0.5, that generally means we'll probably go back to the low, which you don't really get one there. But yeah, I mean, this is really how to use it. Again, just look for those impulses legs. Same thing with like shorts. If you're ever looking to take a short, you generally want it to be pretty high up. So like even look at this impulse leg right here down. See how it's super obvious right here? Like you can see when we get to the 0.5 or when we get the premium of this range, like we do struggle. Like we're way up here in this range. Like we do struggle and we do go down. I know the market ends up going back up here, but there will be short-term shorts that will work in this range. Like you do see stuff that works. And then we end up coming down back in the discount here, which makes sense. But just know like you really will find the best setups at high day and premium for shorts, and you'll find the best setups in discount or the 0.5 for longs, right? It's just like a general range. And the other thing I tell people is if you turn on the SMA, right? I obviously don't use simple moving average, but generally, like if we're way below the 200 SMA, it's probably a good time to buy, or it probably means we're in discount or we're on sale. And if you're way above the 200 SMA, it's usually going to catch up and you're going to want to look for sells, But that's just like a general rule for new traders. If you have a trouble drawing the impulse legs, chances are if you're buying way above the 200 SMA in like the 5-minute time frame, if you're buying up here, it's just a low probability play. You really want to be buying at it or maybe below it, okay? Because it's going to be the best case scenario, and it's just how the market works. I can't explain how the market works. It just, if it's low, it goes high. If it's high, it goes low. It always retraces, always bounces. It never goes straight up or down, and this is why that works. So that's going to be it for this. Don't forget to use code DODGY. Click the link in the description. And again, you can just practice taking discount on premium plays. You can buy like a $50,000 account for like, I don't know, like $33 or something. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate it. I put a lot of time into making these videos, so I really, really appreciate if you like the video. Just please, it takes 2 seconds. And yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you guys later in the next one. I'm very tired, and yeah, peace.